Hi, welcome to Blue Star Report. I am Brad. That right there is Dustin. This week we did a 3-round mock draft, 6 different scenarios. Okay, and we're going to go through this quick because I know you guys like fast videos. So the first round we did running backs first. We picked running backs in the first round for the first 2 picks, first 2 scenarios. On the second 2 scenarios, we went with a cornerback in our first pick. And in the third scenario, we went with wide receiver as the first pick. So we're going to jump right straight into it. So the first scenario, in the first round, we picked up Marion Hampton.
Okay?
Not bad at all. North Carolina. Emeka Buka as our wide receiver in the second round. And the third round, we picked up Joshua Farmer from Florida State.
Not bad.
Not bad. So that graded out. So those grades will show up on here. That graded out as an A for the first round, an A+ for the second round, and a B+ for the third round.
Not bad.
Not too bad.
Second scenario with the running back, Ashton Jeanty first at Boise State, Jaden Higgins at Iowa State, and Shamir Turner at Texas A&M.
And I like Higgins.
And he's at DL.
Yeah, I like Higgins.
Yeah. And the grades out on them, Jeanty, obviously an A+. Higgins is an A. We did a video on him a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, go check that out. Yeah, for sure.
And then Turner was a B+.
B+ in the third round with Shamir Turner.
Yeah.
In the I guess the third scenario, okay, we went on the third and the fourth scenario, we went with a cornerback in the first round. And in the first round of this one, we picked up Jahadi Barron from Texas, cornerback.
Yeah.
We picked up Luther Burden in the second round as our wide receiver from Missouri. And in the third round, we picked up Caleb Johnson. From
pretty salty.
Really good.
I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one too. And then that one graded out as A for first round for Barron, A+ for Burden, and an A+ for Johnson.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good, real good.
And in the fourth scenario, we went with Will Johnson out of Michigan, cornerback, and then we went with Caleb Johnson, running back out of Iowa. And then Jalen Royals, receiver out of Iowa State.
Utah State.
Yeah.
Utah. He's pretty good too.
Yeah.
He's not too bad, especially for a third rounder.
Yeah, Utah State. And the grades on them were A for Johnson, B+ for Johnson, Caleb Johnson, and A for Royals.
A for Royals. Yeah, that's probably a pretty good steal to get him in that round. You have to look at some of these. No, I'm going to caveat some of this real quick. You have to look at when they do these gradings on these mock drafts. When you go to these mock draft simulators, they don't grade. They're not grading the player. They're grading the player that in the round you pick him in.
Yeah,
like he was an A pick for the third round. That's an A pick. He obviously would not have been an A pick in the second round.
Yeah.
Okay. So the last 2 scenarios we got are we picked wide receivers first. Okay. In the first scenario of that, I guess our fifth scenario, but first one with a wide receiver, we picked Ted McMillan. We picked Quinshawn Judkins, running back from Ohio State, in the second round. And in the third round, we picked TJ Sanders, defensive tackle out of South Carolina. And that graded out as A+ for McMillan. Everybody looks at him as an A+. Quinshawn Judkins as an A, and Sanders as an A.
Okay, well, with the sixth scenario, with the receiver taking first pick, took Golden out of Texas, receiver. Then we took Trey Amos out of Ole Miss, a cornerback.
And then, hang on right here. because this round right here we did a trade.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the third round on that, we accepted a trade from Pittsburgh. We went from the 76th pick to the 83rd pick. So we moved back 7 spots, but we picked up a 4th rounder and a 5th rounder. And with that 83rd pick, we ended up getting
DJ Giddens out of Kansas State.
Yeah. And it was kind of a messed up deal because there was a couple of running backs that were still left is the reason why we took that trade.
Mm-hmm.
And we were hoping that they would still be there 7 picks later and the 83rd, and they weren't. So we ended up
getting 2 more picks. So
we ended up getting 2 more picks. So that's not a bad thing. But Cowboys need a running back.
Yeah.
So we ended up getting DJ Giddings instead of a big name running back.
Yeah, the grades on them was Golden was a B. I don't agree with.
I don't agree with that. I think
that's an A at least.
I think it is.
And Amos was an A, and Giddens was a C plus.
Yeah, C plus. But that's all we had available. We were reaching to try to get a running back at that point. That trade hurt our running back room.
Yeah,
but we still, like I said, we gained
2
more picks. So out of all of these 6 scenarios, out of all 6 of them, the worst one, grade-wise, was this last one when we did the trade. But we can consider it the worst one as far as, I guess, Golden, to me, that's an A.
Yeah.
At least an A. In the first round, that's an A. I don't understand why they had him a B, but that's what they graded it.
Yeah.
Amos, an A, and then Giddings is a C. So we ended up with a C graded running back for the 3rd round. We waited to the 3rd round to pick a running back, and that's what we ended up with.
I don't think they'll do that.
I don't think they'll do that either. So here's kind of what we're headed for here, and why we did this is we don't know what they're going to do.
No.
And we don't know who's going to be available.
No.
And then you go through all these mock drafts, and everybody's like, oh, I'm going to pick this guy. We're going to pick that guy, pick this guy. Okay. Well, you don't know who's going to be there. That's why we like to do scenarios. That's why we like to do, about 6 of these, where we go, well, if we go corner or in first, or if we go running back in first, or if we go receiver in first,
yeah,
and then kind of play it out and see what ends up, it can change dramatically. You have no idea, really and truly, what's going to end up being there when it's time. You really don't.
No.
You really don't. Ted McMillan may not be there. Hey, Golden might not be there either.
No.
Or
Genty.
None of those guys. You don't know who's going to pick who, in all honesty.
No.
So we tried to give like a scenario of what possibly could end up. Our best rated scenario, believe it or not, which shocked me, because I figured our best rated scenario would be one where we had a running back first or a wide receiver first, when it's not. Our best rated scenario was one where we had Jahadi Barron, corner from Texas, and Luther Burden and Caleb Johnson, because that rated out A+, A+.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that one too.
Yeah, I like the Ted McMillan, Quinton Judkins, and TJ Sanders. That's an A+ AA.
Yeah.
But like I said, you never know what you're going to end up getting. That's why they do so many mock drafts.
Yeah.
It can change. If you do mock draft, you go on a simulator. Get yourself on a simulator. There's several of them. PFF has one. Draft Buzz has one. There's several of them. Go to a simulator and draft. It changes practically every single time.
Yeah.
And it can change in the real draft exactly that way as well.
It change when it gets to the actual playing time. I mean, this guy might be on the 3rd, but he might end up being your best one.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Yeah. If you can, like on our best one where we had Barron and Burton and Johnson, if we get Johnson in the 3rd round, that it would
end up being your best player.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Like, if he's still there in the 3rd round and you still Johnson in the 3rd round, buddy, that's something right there. I promise you. I would be shocked if that happens. That was kind of how we ended up with this our one with our worst was a B, A, and a C. Just because when we got to the second round, Johnson was available, and there was a couple of other decent ones available, but when we traded and dropped back, they were gone. Okay, so and that's the way it works in the real draft. That's the way it works.
Yep.
So anyway, so that's it. We have 3 round, 6 scenarios. Get in there. Let us know which scenario you like. Who do you like the most? Which one did you like the most, honestly?
Or what you would have done?
Yeah, who you would have picked differently, possibly. But to me, my favorite one, I guess, would be. I honestly like the Genty, Higgins, and Turner one because I think Higgins is going to be somebody.
Yeah.
I think Higgins is going to be somebody. He is the size of McMillan. He's faster than McMillan. We did a video on him. You guys go check that out. I think he's going to be something. I really do.
Yeah.
If you got Genty in the first round and McMillan and Higgins in the second round, you got 2 starters right there off the rip. I promise you.
Yep.
Right off the rip. And then Shamir Turner from A&M. He's a B+ pick in that round. But you just never know.
Never know. He might be a
never know
superstar.
Which one do you like the most?
Which one I like? I'll probably go. I'll probably go with the one we got best.
The one we got with Jahade Barron and Luther Burden and Caleb Johnson.
Yeah,
that is a good one.
Yeah.
If we walk away in the first 3 rounds with Jahade Barron, Luther Burden, and Caleb Johnson,
that's awesome.
Oh my God. Dallas, you better get ready.
Yeah,
because that is an awesome draft. Starting just the first 3 rounds.
Yeah,
and Dallas does good in the late rounds, so you never know what's going to happen after that.
Yep.
But anyway, so that's what we got. Which one do you like the most? Comment. Please subscribe. We get a couple of subscribers. Seems like every video. We need to get 2 of you, 3 of you, 4 of you, 5 of you, however many of you, but at least 2 of you subscribe to the channel. Off this video, hit subscribe. It helps us. We're new into this. We've been doing it a little while, but we haven't really upgraded our stuff yet. But it's coming. So, but please do. Please hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit comments. I will answer every comment. I'm on there saying something one way or another. Get a lot of people going, "You Cowboy guys are delusional." But I've seen that one several times. Like, yeah, I know we are, whatever, But subscribe, and hit that notifications bell. And we're going to do another video probably Monday. We're going to do the Stars game this weekend, so we'll be there Saturday. I got to figure some stuff out, but I think I have a video for Monday that we might do. You guys check back in with us, and it's going to be about a guy that everybody's forgetting about and that the Cowboys have. They ain't thinking about him. So, and we got him, and he was a 2nd round draft pick, and he can do something this year. It's time. So anyway, subscribe, hit the notification, and we will see you guys again Monday.